Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday and I hope y'all are having a great day. It's nice here today. It doesn't feel like a slice of hell anymore. It's only going to be about 80 degrees, but then tomorrow we're back in the hundreds. But it gave me a good excuse to wear my favorite comfortable hoodie. So today we are going to talk about the key players again, and the whole statement that we've all heard: when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So we're going to kind of break down every person one by one with things that we know and try to decide who these people are showing themselves to be. First off, though, I want to address Jagger being cleared by Nevada County. So yesterday we talked about this, that Nevada County sheriffs told the U.S. Sun on Tuesday early in the investigation our detectives made contact with Jagger Westfall. After a detailed interview, he was ruled out as a person of interest. Now, when asked about that statement, this is how Nevada County responded. It says, "Can you confirm that the statement in the Sun that Jagger Westfall was ruled out as a person of interest in the Kiely Rodni investigation, did that indeed come from you all?" They got back and said, yes, that statement is factual. So you can take this in a lot of different ways. It's kind of vague because the statement says early in the investigation they cleared him. And they say, yes, that statement is factual. So you could take this as early in the investigation, they cleared him as far as his alibi checking out or what have you. But that doesn't mean, in light of recent developments such as Roadside Nick, and now that they've found Kylie and they're investigating what happened, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's ruled out now, if that makes sense. So, yes, it is a fact that early on he was ruled out as a person of interest. But that was during the time that everybody was working under the assumption that Kylie had been abducted. So I just wanted to put that out there for you. I like you guys to make your own judgments on what it means. I'm still waiting to see what comes out when they update us. And also, Plunder here on YouTube, she confirmed with Nevada County that there will not be a press conference this week. I don't know where News Nation got that information, but apparently it was wrong, misquoted, or something, because they told Plunder that there were no updates scheduled. So it sounds like we're still waiting for November. Okay, so I thought first we would take a look at Kylie, because she's not just a key player, she is the center of the whole thing. And what we know about Kylie is she's a very smart girl. She graduated early at the age of 16 with honors and was headed to college to study music. Art or music? I think it's music. She was very talented musically from a young age. She played several different instruments and she sang. There is a song by her out there on SoundCloud that is really good. She really had amazing talent. She was responsible. She had a job. She checked in with her mom as far as curfews and things like that. Always texted her mom, "I'm going to leave at this time," and then followed that up with, "I'm leaving now," and then checking in with her mom when she got home, even if that meant waking her up to let her know that she had made it home safely. she sounds like the kind of kid that you could count on, that she was very reliable. That's probably why when whoever changed her mind about going to the party, I assume somebody wanted her to be their designated driver, and they probably figured they could count on her because she's dependable. Then let's move on to her parents. Got a picture of mom here. So, what do we know about Kylie's mom? Well, we know that over the course of these events, she's changed, right? So, initially, she came out with this saying, "We're just begging for you to please come forward and share your story." She followed that with, "We just want her home. We're so scared and we miss her so much and we love her so much. Kylie, we love you, and if you see this, please just come home. I want nothing more than to hug you. If anybody else out there, if you know where she is, if you know anything about where she might be, if you have any ideas or thoughts, please come forward and share them." And we all remember that tearful plea that she made in the beginning, that when I played it in my video, I told you guys it hurt my heart to see her in so much pain searching for her daughter. But then she does a 180. And now there's honor in silence. She wants silence. At first, she's begging for any and all help. She wants everybody to come forward and talk, even if they just have an idea of where Kylie could be. She wanted everybody talking, and now she wants everybody to stay silent. She is protective of the teens. Sorry, I had to refer to my notes here. She's very protective of the teens, to the point that they're calling them survivors. Now, I don't know survivors of what, but she's very protective of these teens that left her daughter out there for whatever happened to happen. Even if this is just a tragic drunk driving accident, which I don't believe that, but if it was, those kids still left her daughter knowing that she was too drunk to drive, and didn't offer her a ride home or anything like that. And I said many times, but I know I said it yesterday, I would have a really hard time getting to the point of being able to embrace my daughter's friends, especially the one who said they were the last one to see my daughter and knowingly left her in that condition at a party that had strange, sketchy older guys at it. And at the celebration of life, she thanked law enforcement. She thanked the people for the sandwiches. She thanked the people that brought coffee. She thanked the people that loaned them tables. I mean, she thanked everybody except Adventures with Purpose. She's hostile with Adventures with Purpose. We remember the post that she made about Adventures with Purpose. At the celebration of life, she said that she wanted to thank everybody who helped search and find her daughter. Well, that is Adventures with Purpose. They are the ones that found your daughter, but she is not thankful to them at all. She has nothing nice to say about them at all. And I don't know why she's so angry about it. The dad, he was thankful. The grandpa, he was thankful, but not the mom, not in any way, shape, or form. And that's always really been a bit of a red flag with me. So that's what we know about the mom. I don't know what she's showing us, to be honest. At first, she came across like the typical mother of a missing child. She was very distraught. She was crying. She was begging for help. She was doing everything she could to try to bring her daughter home. But then when her daughter was found and brought home, she completely changed. She wasn't grateful for the help in bringing her daughter home from Adventures with Purpose. She's thankful to the people that completely screwed up the investigation. She's protective of the teens that left her daughter in that situation. I really hope, we've talked about grief a lot through this case, and I really hope that it is misplaced anger, misplaced blame, and that she is in just a stage of denial. It could just be as simple as that. But she just wants silence. She wants everybody to find a hobby. She wants us all to just move on. And she seems to have already accepted the story of this was an accident. It's as if she doesn't really want the real answers. And the real answers might not be pretty and they might not be easy to accept, but I would still want them as a mother. I would want to know exactly what happened to my child. So who do you think Lindsey Neiman is? Which version of Lindsey is the real Lindsey? When she showed us who she was, she showed us two very different people. So which one do you think she really is? The dad, now what I've seen from the dad, and then I don't have a picture of him up here, I'm sorry. He seems to want the answers. He was at Prosser when Kylie was found, and he wasn't out at a sushi restaurant. He was right there as soon as Adventures with Purpose got back on shore. He was angry, wanting to know how law enforcement could have missed finding his daughter out there, and continued to go out to Prosser, even if it was just to stare out into that water where they found his daughter. I feel like he is looking for the answers, regardless of what they may be. The grandpa seems to be the same way. And the weird thing about that is the grandpa and the dad are together almost all the time. And the grandpa, it's not Kylie's dad's dad, it's Kylie's mom's dad. Kylie's mom's dad was thankful to Adventures with Purpose. In the video, the dad and the grandpa thanked them. And grandpa stayed there. He said the dad left because he didn't want to see, when they pulled the car out, he did not want to see his daughter that way. And the grandpa said, I can't leave my granddaughter. So he stayed there until she was out. And he was also angry about law enforcement not finding her. He was angry when Check It TV found her belongings in the water and wanted to know why hadn't they been collected by law enforcement. And I feel like he really wants answers about what happened to his granddaughter. And I think they both want answers as to why law enforcement doesn't seem more invested in getting those answers, more invested in gathering the evidence. So I think from the start, who they showed us to be is who they still are. They love Kylie. They hate what happened, but they want answers. And if it was more than an accident, I think they want someone to have to take the responsibility for that. All right, moving on. Next up, I have Mags. So what do we know about Bong Rip's Mags? Well, we know Kylie's mom and Mag's mom are friends, and they wanted their daughters to be friends. So that's how she met Kylie. And I've asked it before, I kind of wonder if this was a kind of forced friendship, if you will, because she didn't follow Kylie on social media, but she does follow Sammy. And if they were that close to friends, you would think they would have followed each other. So is this a case where Mags, I don't want to say that, tolerated Kylie? She hung out with Kylie. They did things together because it was expected of her, kind of to humor her mom, if you will, to placate her. I know that there was a vacation. The two moms and the two girls had gone to Mexico a week or two before Kylie's disappearance, and apparently everything went fine. But again, is their relationship just a product of their moms being friends, is my question. We don't really see any pictures of Mags and Kylie. We know that she had Kylie take her to the party, and according to Sammy, she left with her boyfriend Ross within 10 minutes. I've kind of come up with a theory on that Sammy said she left with her boyfriend Ross after 10 minutes, and she may have. Her and Ross may have gone off somewhere together after 10 minutes, but I think she came back. I don't think Sammy included that in her story. This was sort of her building Mags an alibi that she was not there longer than 10 minutes. But I do think that Mags and Ross, if they left, they returned at some point. But if she left after 10 minutes, as we were told, she claimed that it was because all these guys were coming up to her, aggressively trying to get her to take bong rips, not in the presence of her boyfriend. It made her uncomfortable, and that's why she left. So she came with Kylie. She was so uncomfortable that she left after 10 minutes. My question is, if she's such a good friend of Kylie, why did she let Kylie stay? Why didn't she say, you should get out of here because something's not right. I'm not comfortable here. These guys are being really aggressive with the drugs. And why didn't she encourage Kylie to leave? That doesn't sound like super great friend to me. If I'm uncomfortable somewhere and the person that I went with is a good friend of mine, I'm going to caution them that, hey, this is not a good situation. We all need to get out. She didn't speak out as much as Sammy did. When she did speak, in the little clips of interviews that Sammy was giving, when Mags would speak, she seemed more emotional than Sammy. And that could be just because she knew her better than Sammy. Even if it was sort of a forced friendship, there was some relationship there. So she did show a bit more emotion when she did talk. There's no pictures of her hugging Lindsey like Sammy. She always seemed to be with Sammy at the search. I showed you several pictures of them together in their white search team shirts, and even at the celebration of life, the pictures that we have, it's her and Sammy together. She went to the celebration of life, she spoke at the celebration of life, but she did not really get emotional at all. She seemed just fine talking about her friend. So that's what Mags has shown us. She could be Kylie's friend, but I don't think I would go so far to say best friend as she has stated and as has been reported. I don't think she showed us best friend qualities or behavior. I don't want to think, if anything happened, that Mags was involved, but knowing that Kylie changed her mind the day of the party, that she canceled her plans that she had already made to go to the party, knowing that she took Mags to the party, I feel like Mags probably contacted her to see if she could get a ride to the party with her. But if they were really good friends, Mags should have known she already had plans. But for some reason, somebody changed Kylie's mind. And if we believe Sammy, Kylie and Mags had been hanging out in the hours before the party. So what was said then that changed Kylie's mind? And what was the reason for needing to get Kylie to that party? I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I think this was a planned out murder type situation. It could have just simply been kind of a bullying prank kind of situation. They wanted to embarrass Kylie, get her messed up, and, you know, maybe take videos, pictures, and make fun of her kind of thing. And it just went too far. I don't see this as some cold-blooded, premeditated murder. I really don't. I could be wrong, but I don't. I don't see it as an accident, but I don't see it as premeditated murder. I think accident, as far as whatever happened, probably went too far. I don't think anybody meant for Kylie to die that night. But like I said, I could be wrong. The more information that we get, I may change my mind on that. Okay, now we're going on to Kate. Where's Kate? There's Kate. Okay, so what we know about Kate. She was Kylie's friend. She spent time with Kylie the day before the party, making creme brulee and all that. She followed Kylie on social media and also follows Sammy and, of course, Jagger. We know that her and Jagger are friends. There are pictures of her and Kylie together, which to me was huge. When I first saw the pictures of her and Kylie together, it felt like, wow, this girl is actually friends with Kylie, because they have pictures together. You can tell they've been hanging out together. Kylie looked happy in the pictures, so I was thinking, wow, this is actually a friend of Kylie's. She was seen at the search. The only interview she did was with Jagger. She never, when I saw her at the search, it was kind of in the background of a video where you could see different teens walking around. But she never jumped up in front of the camera and wanted to give an interview. She was standing there with Jagger, and really Jagger was the interview. I think the interviewer asked Kate a question, and that's why she jumped in. Now, she may be involved with Jagger. We know all of that came out this week, that her and Jagger may be fooling around together, not necessarily dating. It sounds like a friends with benefits situation that's been going on for a while. She was searching in Reno with Jagger. Allegedly, Kate was not at the party. I haven't heard anybody say anything about her being at the party. That doesn't mean that maybe later she didn't show up, but allegedly she was not there. She was not at the celebration of life. She didn't ask for tips to be filtered through her. She did post pictures on social media of Kylie, especially after she was found. You could tell Kate was upset, and she posted several pictures of her and Kylie, and some just of Kylie. After Roadside Nick's story, she dyed her hair brown, as you can see in the picture, or a darker blonde, if you will. So she, to me, showed herself to actually be a friend of Kylie's. Like I said, when I saw the pictures of them together, that was my immediate gut reaction, was this is a friend of Kylie. They follow each other on social media. There are pictures of them together. That's who she showed me to be. In the interview with Jagger, she didn't seem overly concerned. Her and Jagger both seemed to think that Kylie was out there and that they were the ones that were going to find her. That she was possibly in Reno. The only strange things are the fact that she didn't go to the celebration of life. She may be involved with Jagger, which kind of bugs me, because if she was that good of friends with Kylie and Jagger were a couple at one point, and it kind of bothers me that she would be sleeping with him. And then after this happened, Jagger's professing his love for Kylie almost daily, and they're still sleeping together. So I feel like in some way she was a good friend to Kylie. Now, what happened after the party, I don't know. I feel like whoever Roadside Nick saw that he thought was Kylie, out of Kate, Mags, and Sammy, Kate probably would fit Kylie's description the best out of the three of them. And dyeing her hair may not mean a thing. You know, sometimes I dye my hair darker when it gets to be fall, but it was weird timing. And now she's gone traveling in Europe. While this investigation continues, she has gone to travel Europe. So let me know who you think she really is. Excuse me. And now we're going to move on to my boy Jagger. I don't know if we'll ever know who Jagger really is. We know he dated Kylie. We know he's supposed to be the ex, but he has said that he is her boyfriend. He has said that in interviews. And the way he talks about her on social media, you would think that they were a couple for years and years and still together when this happened. He followed Kylie on social media, but he also follows Sammy, Kate, and Max. Now, before all this happened, he had cleared his social media of images of Kylie. I assume that was when they broke up. But after this happened, he started posting pictures of Kylie very regularly, daily, sometimes more than once a day, and is professing his love for this girl. He allegedly is close with her family. He went to stay at the lodge the first day to aid in the search. Then he went back to Reno. I think the second day of the search, maybe, he went to a drag race. I don't remember. He did the interview with Kate. He said they would find Kylie, believed she was okay. Searched Reno. Didn't search where she was last known to be, but searched in Reno. He allegedly was not at the party. His alibi came from Sammy. She said in her interview that he was with his dad in Napa, 4 hours away. We know Napa is not 4 hours away. It's about 2.5 hours. So he was alibied by Sammy that he was not at the party that night. He's potentially involved with Kate, which we just discussed, and Sammy. And when I was writing all this stuff down for this video, I was thinking back. Somebody asked Jagger if he and Sammy had dated, and he said no. Well, if we look at the situation between him and Kate, one could assume maybe they didn't date, but they may have a friends with benefits type situation going on. I don't know. But there's a video from Jagger's graduation. We see Sammy there chasing after him when he walks down after graduating. She's chasing after him with a sunflower. Maybe she felt more for Jagger than he felt for her. I don't know, but the potential is there for something between him and both Kate and Sammy. Let's see. He asked for tips to go through him and said he was working with the sheriff. He put that TikTok up of the pictures of Kylie in her black graduation dress and had written on there with his phone number saying to call him with your tips. And when somebody commented about no, call Prosser County, he made the comment that he was working with the sheriffs and to call him. Then the sheriff's office came out later and said, no, that's not true. All the tips need to come to us through our tip line. And then Jagger took the TikTok down. He, as I said, his alibi was established by Sammy, but his alibi story has changed a few times. We know his initial alibi through Sammy was that he was 4 hours away in Napa with his dad. And then it changed just a little. He said he was fishing with his dad. Then he came out and said he was at his own little party at the time of the party. I've heard that he was actually in Reno, not in Napa. I've heard several things. There was even the one interview he gave with Fox 46 where he claimed to have been at the party with Kylie. So, don't really know what his alibi was, but for the most part, it seems that we're to believe he was not at the party. What I don't believe is he could have showed up maybe after the party. I said it yesterday. Somebody could have contacted him and said, Kylie's in a bad way. Kylie's been hurt. Something to that effect. If he feels the way he seems to on social media, he would obviously be concerned. And I would think he would head there to try to help Kylie. So, not at the party, but maybe later. He showed up to the celebration of life. He got there late. He stood there in the back alongside Kylie's dad, who also came late. He had been out at Prosser prior to the celebration of life, but there are pictures of Jagger and the dad standing together. He did not speak at the celebration of life. When Kylie was found by Adventures with Purpose, he went on to Adventures with Purpose, and in their comment section called them liars. He said that the story about Roadside Nick was a lie, and he spread everywhere that would listen that he thinks AWP are clout chasers. So again, we have a person that allegedly loves this girl like crazy. He wants her found. He wants her brought home. But as soon as she's found and she is brought home, he turns and has nothing nice to say towards the people that found her. Adventures with Purpose, they're not clout chasers. They had clout before this case. They'll have clout after this case. They didn't need more subscribers. I'm sure they love having more subscribers because it will give them more money to continue to do what they do. but they were not clout chasing by taking this case, not by any stretch of the imagination. So he kind of took the same stance as the mom, that these are bad people. And instead of thinking maybe this wasn't just an accident, he came out and basically blamed Kylie for putting herself in that situation, saying, you know, she had done this dumb thing and drove drunk and ran off into the reservoir. After talking about what a smart girl she was and that she wouldn't do something like that, immediately comes out and says that she did this dumb thing, driving drunk, and ran off into the water. So he kind of did a 180 on that whole thing. I showed you in a previous video that Jagger had got a DUI, and there is word out there that I have not confirmed, but allegedly Sammy may have been with him when he got the DUI, which, if it's true, is very funny because, sorry, that was my husband. If commenter AF is right about how Sammy has so much sense that she would never get in a car with a drunk driver, she was with Jagger and he was driving drunk. So if that's true, I find that very funny. Not that he was driving drunk, but that it proves that Sammy is willing to drive or ride in a car with a drunk driver. So, like I said, I don't know. Can we figure out who Jagger is? Because he's shown himself to be a few different things. In the end, it really seems like the kid loved Kylie. It seems like it has really affected him. But he's kind of flip-flopped on us a few times. So, what do you think about our boy Jagger? Who is Jagger? Is he a good guy? Did he have Kylie's best interest? Could he be involved in some way? Let me know what you think about him. And now we're going to move on to my favorite, Saint Sammy Smith. I'm going to use her picture of her beautiful outfit that she wore to the celebration of life, including the heart-shaped sunglasses. So, who is Sammy? I really want answers to who is Sammy, because I don't know what to think about this girl. She says she was friends with Kylie. She didn't follow her on social media. But she follows all of the other key players, of course, including people on the fringes of the story, like Elsa, who came along and backed up Sammy's story in the timeline. She's friends with people with law enforcement connections that were in attendance at the party. Sammy's friends with everybody, it seems like, but Kylie. Inconsistent stories about her and Kylie at the party. We could go on for days, but if you want to know about all of these stories, you can go back and watch some of my other videos. Whoever she's giving an interview to, something always changes with the story. She left Kylie knowing that she couldn't drive. She supposedly was going to get a ride with Kylie, decided not to get a ride with Kylie because Kylie was too drunk. She told everyone if Kylie tried to drive, she couldn't have made it far because of how intoxicated she was. But she left her. She found her to tell her goodbye at the party, and then she left her. She left her in a situation which Sammy, on some occasions, has described as scary and overwhelming, with sketchy older guys, where she was too drunk to walk or talk, according to some people. She left her there alone. And to me, that says it all about Saint Sammy, that she would leave her in that situation rather than say, hey, why don't you get a ride with me and my ride, or help her find somebody to get a ride home with. At the very least, she could have called Kylie's mom. She could have taken Kylie's keys. There's lots of different things she could have done, but she didn't. She just left. She says that she had the last call with Kylie at 12:36, even though Kylie's phone went off at 12:33. Police came out and they will not confirm that Sammy was the last person to talk to Kylie. They won't touch that with a 10-foot pole at the Prossers. So that says a lot. She said she wouldn't leave or stop searching until Kylie was found, and then she left when AWP was coming to search. That one is big to me too, because she said so many times, even with the teen to teen talk, she would say they were scheduled for, I believe it was 5 to 7 p.m., but she would say, I'll stay till 1 in the morning if I have to. She said that she was going to stay if she had plans. She would change them. She said she would defer a semester of college if she had to, but she was going to stay there and she wasn't going to stop searching until Kylie was found. And when they scaled back the search and Adventures with Purpose said, we're on the way, we're coming to help, we're coming to search for Kylie, she leaves. Not just the area, the whole damn state. She left. So, obviously, I guess the least we can say in this situation is she doesn't keep her word because she left. Then, when Kylie was found, she immediately hopped on social media saying Adventures with Purpose did not find Kylie. She's another one that does not seem very happy or thankful that Adventures with Purpose came in and found Kylie, which I find odd. You wanted to find her so bad. She was found, but you're mad about it. She put herself front and center from day one. You know, she was on, I don't even know how many news stations. She was on Inside Edition. She wasn't just talking to TV media. She is quoted by multiple newspapers. Of course, she did her infamous YouTube interview. Any media that was available, she did it. I didn't really see her out there beating the bushes looking for her friend. I didn't see her actually searching. I saw her doing a lot of media, holding a clipboard and things like that, sitting in her car at the teen to teen meetups doing interviews, but really didn't see her actually searching. And as many pictures as there are of her, I would think there would be a picture of her when she was actually out there searching, but there's not. She pushed the abduction narrative. She pushed that hard. I got a reaction almost immediately the first time I heard this girl speak that something was off. I didn't trust her. She rubbed me the wrong way. I kept saying, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. You know, maybe she's just one of those people that annoyed me. But the longer it went and the more she talked, the more that feeling grew. And the abduction narrative bugged me simply because the last time she saw Kylie, she said she was too drunk to drive. And she said if she had tried to drive, she wouldn't have made it far. So when she gets the news that Kylie's missing, instead of thinking she must have tried to drive and had a crash, She can't be far. She couldn't have made it far. She's got to be right in that area. She must have run off the road somewhere close by Prosser. No. Saint Sammy immediately doesn't even give that a thought. Immediately says there has to be someone else involved. She had to be abducted. Somebody probably offered her a ride home and they didn't take her home. Immediately. The idea that she had said if she tried to drive, she couldn't have made it far, never entered the equation when it comes to Sammy. It was off the bat abduction. And Ellie seemed to follow that same narrative. And as I said before, abduction creates distance that says, you don't need to search right here. You don't need to search around where the party was. You need to be looking out there because she is not here. She was abducted and she was taken away from here. So she pushed that from the beginning. She wanted tips filtered through her. So we know she said it multiple times, actually spoke the words that she wanted tips coming to her. I showed you the video yesterday where she said to the teens, even if you've talked to police, I don't care. You still need to come and talk to me. And this is a sign from when they had their little base camp, the search area there at the Donner Recreation area. She even has on the sign, report to Sammy if any sign found, with her phone number. She wanted to run the show. She wanted all the tips. She wanted to know if the teens had talked to the police, they still needed to talk to her so she would know what they told the police. People that are involved in situations like this, that insert themselves in an investigation, just automatically make themselves look like they're up to no good. It's huge red flags, because when somebody has done something, they want to know what law enforcement knows. They want to be able to stay 2 steps ahead of what is going on. And that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like good intentions on her part as a good close friend. It felt like she wanted the information because she had reason to need to be in front of what was happening. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that picture up there. So that was weird. And let's see. Then there was her video of her partying at the lake. So she took off when Adventures with Purpose was coming. She stayed gone for quite a while after. And then when she finally did show back up, she immediately posts on social media out there partying at the lake at night with her little headlamp on, singing, dancing, and drinking the coolers. So, not what I would consider really grieving her friend, but maybe that's how she grieves. She gave Mags and Jagger their alibis. When she gave her interviews, she always said Mags left within 10 minutes, and she said that Jagger was with his dad in Napa. So she built the groundwork for their alibis. She did go to the celebration of life, and this is how she came. This is what she wore. This is the outfit, showing off her tattoo. She spoke, not emotional at all. She had the genuine memory of the boba tea, the free boba tea, and that seemed odd to me too, that you couldn't dig up anything better than the time Kylie gave you a free boba tea when she was at work. She posted a video pretty recently on TikTok. I showed you the screenshot where she was in the green bikini and you can see the tattoo. She was singing, dancing, partying in a hot tub, drinking beer with her friends, saying goodbye before she went to college. She took the TikTok down as soon as people started commenting, questioning her about the bracelets. If they were Kylie's bracelets and how she got them, she took it down immediately. She has hired a criminal defense attorney. Her parents are attorneys. Her parents' private investigation firm, they are government contractors. She has connections. Now, the thing about hiring the attorney, and it's fine. It's fine. Everybody has the right to legal representation in this country. But why a criminal defense attorney rather than just, a civil attorney? Why did we jump to criminal? That struck me weird. And that may have been a decision on her parents' part. But why did they feel the need that she would need a criminal defense attorney? And then the last thing that I wrote down about Sammy, these are in no particular order, it was just kind of how they were coming into my mind, was the outfit. She verified that the outfit in the security camera footage that came out of Kylie was what she was wearing that night, and never mentioned the hoodies. Not only that, remember the cops had us looking for necklaces too? She didn't mention anything about her jewelry. Nothing about her jewelry. But the fact that she didn't bring up the hoodies always stood out to me because she was so detailed about, yes, that was absolutely the belt she was wearing. Yeah, you can see that little bit of skin from the bodysuit and the green Dickies pants, and she was very specific about not just the outfit, but so many things. The stickers on Kylie's phone, and just so many things that she gives these very odd specific details about, but never mentioned the Lana Del Rey hoodie and never mentioned the Odd Future hoodie, which seemed significant to police. Police said that they saw a video from the party that showed Kylie wearing the Odd Future hoodie. They never showed us a still shot of it, so we have to assume that what they said is true. Why wouldn't she have mentioned that? If she was the last person, allegedly, to see Kylie at that time of night would be when Kylie would be wearing the hoodie, because it would be cooler and she probably would have been pretty cold in that bodysuit and pants. But she never mentioned it. Even after that came out, she didn't come out even on social media or anything and say, oh yeah, I forgot she had that hoodie on. So there's a lot of sides to this girl. To me, what Saint Sammy has shown me personally, I don't think they were friends. If they were friends, she's not a good friend. She is self-centered. She likes the limelight. She was more concerned about being the center of attention than she was about finding her friend. Because as soon as the best possibility to find Kylie, Adventures with Purpose, was on the way, she left. She doesn't seem to have a care in the world now, because she continues to post on social media videos of her out partying and having a grand old time. That's who I think Sammy is. I think even if it was intended to get Kylie there, like I said earlier, to kind of bully her and embarrass her or something like that, I feel like Sammy's the likely candidate to be behind it. That's who I feel like she has shown herself to be. But you can give me your opinions. Like I said, we're all entitled to our opinions, and we can disagree, and that's what makes this world great, is that we can all have differing opinions, but we can all still be friends, right? So just putting all of these little tidbits out there that we know about the key players. just take it in and tell me what you come up with. Tell me what you see, what they have shown us. What does that make you believe about them? When they say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, what have they shown us and what do you believe? So thank you all for spending about an hour of your day with me today. I really appreciate having you here. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Give this video a thumbs up and share it. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. We would love to have you here. And we've almost reached our subscriber goal, so I can start going live and having fun with y'all in real time. So everybody, make it a great day. I hope you are making fabulous plans for your weekend ahead. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.